Hold on to your popcorn, folks, because things in Hollywood are about to get really interesting. President Donald Trump, never one to shy away from the spotlight, has announced his plan to slap a 100% tariff on all movies produced outside the United States. That's right, a whopping 100%. This bombshell was dropped on May 4, 2025, via Trump's favorite platform, Truth Social. The announcement sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, leaving many wondering what exactly Trump is hoping to achieve with this bold move. Is it a strategic power play or a desperate attempt to revive a fading American dream? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This is a story with the potential to reshape the entertainment landscape as we know it. So, what's the rationale behind this cinematic shakeup? According to President Trump, it's all about putting America first. He argues that the American movie industry, once a shining beacon of creativity and cultural influence, is on the decline, losing ground to foreign competitors. He points to the generous incentives offered by other countries to attract filmmakers, luring productions away from American soil and costing American jobs. But there's another layer to President Trump's argument, one that's a little more, shall we say, dramatic. He's framed the issue as a matter of national security, suggesting that foreign films could be vehicles for propaganda and anti-American sentiment. It's a bold claim, one that has sparked debate and raised eyebrows across the political spectrum. Is President Trump onto something, or is this just another example of his penchant for hyperbole and attention-grabbing tactics? In the wake of President Trump's announcement, all eyes turned to the White House for a response. White House spokesperson Kush Desai addressed the issue on May 5, 2025, carefully navigating the potential minefield. While emphasizing that no final decision has been made, Desai confirmed that the administration is exploring all options to implement President Trump's directive. The statement, while short on specifics, made it clear that the White House is taking President Trump's proposal seriously. Desai reiterated the administration's commitment to protecting national and economic security, and threw in the Trumpian tagline, "Making Hollywood Great Again," for good measure. The message seemed to be this: "We hear you, Mr. President, and we're on it." But the lack of concrete details left many wondering how exactly these tariffs would work and what their impact would be. The uncertainty surrounding President Trump's proposed tariffs has cast a long shadow over Hollywood. Industry insiders are scrambling to understand the potential ramifications, with many expressing concerns about the future of filmmaking as we know it. One of the biggest questions is how exactly these tariffs would be implemented. Would they apply only to theatrical releases, or would streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime also be subject to the hefty import tax? And what about international collaborations, a hallmark of modern filmmaking? Would a 100% tariff effectively shut down these partnerships, stifling creativity and innovation in the process? These are just a few of the questions swirling around Hollywood as the industry waits with bated breath for more information. Section 5. American film industry, a star facing tough times? President Trump's proposed tariffs come at a time when the American film industry is facing a perfect storm of challenges. These challenges are multifaceted and have been building up over the years, creating a complex web of issues that the industry must navigate. The rise of streaming services has fundamentally changed how people consume entertainment, shifting the focus from traditional movie theaters to on-demand content available at the touch of a button. This shift has not only altered viewing habits but also impacted box office revenues significantly. While the COVID-19 pandemic dealt a devastating blow to movie theaters and production schedules, the pandemic forced many theaters to shut down temporarily or even permanently, and production schedules were thrown into disarray, causing delays and financial losses. The increasing cost of producing Hollywood blockbusters has also led studios to seek out cheaper locations for filming, with countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia offering attractive tax incentives and rebates. These incentives make it financially viable for studios to shoot abroad, saving millions in production costs, and Australia offering attractive tax incentives and rebates. This global shift in production locations has had a ripple effect on the American film industry. This trend has resulted in a loss of jobs in the American film industry, affecting not just actors and directors, but also the countless behind-the-scenes workers who are essential to film production. With a New York Times report in April 2025 revealing that over 18,000 jobs had vanished in the preceding 3 years. This loss has had a profound impact on the livelihoods of many families and the overall economy. While President Trump's tariffs are ostensibly intended to protect American jobs and boost the domestic film industry, the reality is more complicated. Some experts argue that they could have the opposite effect, potentially harming the very industry they aim to protect. Driving up costs for consumers and making American films less competitive on the global stage. The future of the American film industry hangs in the balance as it navigates these turbulent times. Section 6. Wall Street reacts, a box office bomb. As news of the proposed tariffs spread, Wall Street reacted with predictable volatility. Entertainment industry stocks initially tumbled on May 5, 2025, as investors grappled with the potential fallout. The Dow Jones U.S. Media Index, which tracks the performance of major media and entertainment companies, experienced a sharp dip, reflecting the market's uncertainty and concern. However, the market regained some ground later in the day, following the White House's statement, which seemed to suggest a more measured approach to the issue. Despite the partial recovery, the episode highlighted the high stakes involved and the potential for significant economic consequences. The entertainment industry is a global behemoth, and any disruption to its delicate ecosystem could have ripple effects far beyond Hollywood. Trump's tariff history, from steel to screenplays. President Trump's foray into the realm of movie tariffs is just the latest chapter in his long and tumultuous relationship with trade policy. His approach to tariffs has always been controversial, drawing both praise and criticism from various quarters. During his presidency, he has waged a highly publicized trade war, primarily targeting physical goods like steel, aluminum, and cars. These measures are intended to bolster American manufacturing and reduce the trade deficit. His tariffs on Chinese imports in particular have become a defining feature of his economic agenda, sparking retaliation from Beijing and disrupting global supply chains. The impact is felt across various sectors, from technology to agriculture. While Trump argues that his tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and industries from unfair competition, critics counter that they are counterproductive, raising prices for consumers and hurting American businesses. The debate over the effectiveness of these tariffs continues to this day. The results of Trump's trade wars are mixed at best. Some industries see a temporary boost, while others struggle with increased costs and supply chain disruptions. While some industries benefit from the protectionist measures, others suffer from higher costs and reduced access to markets. The long-term effects of these policies are still being debated by economists and policymakers. The tariffs also contribute to rising tensions between the United States and its trading partners, casting a shadow over global economic cooperation. As the world continues to grapple with these issues, the legacy of Trump's trade policies remains a topic of intense discussion. The potential fallout: a Hollywood ending or a cliffhanger? The potential consequences of President Trump's proposed movie tariffs are far-reaching and difficult to predict with certainty. Some experts believe that the tariffs could, in fact, achieve their intended goal of boosting the American film industry and bringing back jobs. They argue that the higher costs for foreign productions would make American-made films more attractive to studios and audiences alike, leading to a resurgence in domestic filmmaking. However, others are less optimistic, warning that the tariffs could backfire spectacularly, harming the very industry they are meant to protect. They point out that the tariffs could lead to higher ticket prices for consumers, potentially driving down demand for movies in general. They also argue that the tariffs could stifle creativity and innovation, limiting the availability of diverse voices and perspectives in filmmaking. Section 9. The Final Reel, a story yet to be written. As the dust settles on President Trump's bombshell announcement, the future of Hollywood hangs in the balance. The entertainment industry, known for its glitz and glamour, now faces an uncertain path ahead. Industry insiders are abuzz with speculation, and the stakes have never been higher. The proposed movie tariffs represent a high-stakes gamble with potentially significant consequences for the entertainment industry, the American economy, and the global cultural landscape. These tariffs could reshape the way films are produced, distributed, and consumed, affecting everyone from big studios to independent filmmakers. Whether the tariffs will ultimately be implemented remains to be seen. The uncertainty has left many in the industry on edge, wondering how to navigate this new terrain. The White House has so far taken a cautious approach, emphasizing that all options are on the table. This cautious stance has only added to the speculation and debate, with many wondering what the administration's next move will be. But one thing is certain, the debate over the role of government in shaping the film industry and the delicate balance between protecting domestic interests and fostering international collaboration is far from over. This debate touches on broader themes of cultural exchange, economic policy, and national identity. The story of President Trump's movie tariffs is still being written, and only time will tell what the final chapter will hold. Will the industry adapt and thrive, or will it struggle under the weight of new regulations? Will it be a Hollywood ending, with the American film industry emerging stronger and more vibrant than ever? The potential for a renaissance in filmmaking is there, but so are the risks. Or will it be a cliffhanger, leaving audiences on the edge of their seats, uncertain about the fate of their beloved form of entertainment? The next few months will be crucial in determining the direction of this unfolding drama.